So here I am, thinking, what really is the difference between f1.4, 1.6, 1.8 to 2.2, 2.5, 2.8 lens? And should I, as a studio setting, be trying to use it in a video content? And I thought, hey, perhaps you might be wondering the same thing. My name is Murray Forbes. Welcome to CM Travels. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's get into the video. I am simply going to show you some test footage right here in the studio of f1.4, which you're seeing me on right now. Let's switch over to f1.6. Here is f1.6. Let's go now to f1.8. Here we are, f1.8. Not so bad. f2. f2. What are you thinking? It looks pretty epic. Well, I'm not going to know this because I'm still filming and I haven't reviewed the footage. I will give you the review at the end. 2.2. f2.2. Let's go to f2.5. Here we are, f2.5. Let's check f2.8. Here we are, finally, f2.8. Well, what are we thinking? Easiest way for me to see the real difference is to first take some screenshots of the footage and put that up, which I'll do now. f1.4, f1.6, f1.8, f2, f2.2, f2.5, f2.8. Upon reviewing the footage with all the different f-stops, I have the following comments to make. f1.4, about a quarter of my face is in focus. And if I face like this, my right eye is not in focus. An incredibly shallow depth of field. f1.6, probably half of my face is in focus. But if I turn, my right eye is still not in focus. Still looking good. Amazing separation. If you look on my right hand side at that back lamp, there's still some very nice bokeh. f1.8. Realistically, this is probably a lens f-stop you might be considering to purchase. Now, you'll see that my right eye is now in focus even when I turn. Plus, you still have very nice bokeh in the background. Quite a big step up. But let's continue. At f2, you're beginning to see some focus around my ears and even on my neck. And if I go further back, you'll see this quite clearly. Take a look at the bokeh in the background, the further back I go. Notice that? Let's continue. Now, at f2.2, there's a clear difference in the bokeh in the background. If you look on my right, the lamp, much smaller, isn't it? Interesting. And if I go back here, you'll see a noticeable difference in terms of the background separation. Let's move on. f2.5. Still slight bit of blur when I'm close to the camera lens around my face. But if I move a bit back, you'll see that there's even less of a separation from me and my background. Let's go to 2.8. Now you can probably see that even my left shoulder is in focus. Pretty much my whole upper body plus my face is in focus. And if this is the kind of look you're going for, I would recommend it. f2.8 might be a lens f-stop that you're considering. But let me go a little bit further back so you can see the difference. You'll notice here that there's a lot less separation from my background. And in fact, you can almost see the pictures in the background. This leads me into my next point. I situate myself 1/3 of the distance from my camera to me and 2/3 of the distance to the background, allowing the f-stop to truly have an effect. Now, when you place yourself in the middle of the frame, you don't get as much separation, but something to consider, perhaps, if you currently have a higher f-stop lens, bring yourself as close as you can to the camera. This will help you separate yourself from the background. I hope you enjoyed the content today, something a little different. But hey, were you wondering about f-stops? I think you might have been. If you've stayed to the end, thank you so much. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe in this little red box. That helps us bring you more content. And hey, leave a comment. That'd help us out. Link in the description to our website for amazing wildlife travel. If you haven't seen the review I did on the 600mm f4 Nikon lens, tap that little button there. That'll show you to that review. I mentioned in that review some epic itineraries. Perhaps you're interested. Click the link in the description. Find out more. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Have an awesome day.